everyone, Chris here, and welcome to my channel. As you can see by today's setup, I will be playing Phase 10 Chooses my TBR. So today is the 20th of December, so I still have plenty of time to finish my TBR, and I only have 5 books left on it, so I'm not massively worried, so I don't think I'm going to have to take any punishments. And I had an opportunity to film, and with the holidays and how crazy it could get, I figured I wanted to get this video out of all of the others out of the way. So my board is still set up from last month. I've taken down all of the bajillion prompts I had for last month. I have a stack of books ready to go that I would like to get on my TBR, whether it be due to read-alongs or readathons or buddy reads, or because I have my winter covers and my next round of 5-star predictions, or whatever reason. I have a short list of books I would like to get to. So my idea is to try to get as many of those on my TBR as I can. I will get to the Buzzwordathon, which I'm continuing to take part in 2022 at the end, assuming I don't get that book on my TBR. I am also doing the Keeper of the Lost Cities-a-thon, or Keeper-a-thon. I'm not quite sure what Pris is calling it, but that is hosted by Pris from Pris Sprints, and I will link her channel down below. And I believe there might be a Twitter. So all of the information about Keeper-a-thon will be in the description below. But I plan to take part in that. So if I can, I would like to get Keeper of the Lost Cities on my TBR. And then Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse is doing a read-along, so I'm hoping to get that book on my TBR. And again, if I don't, I will talk about it at the end. If I do, I will mention it when I bring it up. The only other thing I'm going to mention is that one of my goals for 2022 is going to be to read more nonfiction. And I want it to be all different types of nonfiction, but I'm going to go with something easy for the first month. So for that, I'm going to be reading the Rural Diaries, Love, Livestock, and Big Life Lessons Down on Mischief Farm by Hilary Burton Morgan. If I can get this on my TBR, I will. If not, then this is going to be my nonfiction book for the month. It is obviously Hilary Burton Morgan's autobiography, and I'm really excited to read it because I loved her on One Tree Hill. And I believe there is going to be talk of her husband in here, who is Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who I think is well known for several different roles, but for me, he will always be Denny from Grey's Anatomy. So I'm really excited to get to this in the month of January, and if, say, nonfiction comes up, this would definitely be the book I picked for that. So I also have other options. I mean, I could have Person on the cover, though I believe I had that last month, so I probably won't get that again. I could have Nature on the cover because she's blowing flowers and there's grass. This is kind of rainbowy, so more than 5 words in the title. I've got lots of ways I could get this on my TBR. And if at all possible, I'm going to try to get the nonfiction on my TBR because they tend to take me a little bit longer, just because a lot of times nonfiction isn't as compelling as fiction. So they read a little bit slower, but I do really love biographies and autobiographies. So this is my nonfiction book of the month, and hopefully I will be able to get to it in the month of January. So with all of that out of the way, I think it's time to dive into the game and see what Phase 10 has in store for me this month. Draw number 1 is a green 12, and I'm not going for 12, so that helps me very little. And the prompt for green 12 is Becca's Bookopoly. So as you saw in draw number 1, I got Becca's Bookopoly. I've got her Bookopolathon board up here, and I checked I was last on LGBTQ plus rep, so I'm just going to continue to go from there until I get a new board every time I pull this up. I'm going to be using a virtual dice system, and hopefully you can see that. Now, if I were to roll doubles like this example, I would have to roll again because it's Becca's rules. I'm hoping I don't get chance or community shelf because I literally do not remember which is which, and I don't have anything drawn up for them, so I'd have to do that. But let's roll the dice and see what I get before I worry about that. So here we go. And I got an 8. No doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course. Of course. So we have community shelf. So community shelf is easy enough. I can never remember which is which. But basically, community shelf is to pick a random prompt. So here are all the prompts that are not currently on my board for Phase 10 Chooses My TBR. And the reason you have that backdrop is I'm filming this after I film my game, and I don't want to spoil the rest of my game for you. So let's see which prompt I'm going to. And if you can hear that whirring in the background, that is my other computer. And it has a fan that is wonky, so it sounds awful. So I apologize if you can hear that whirring. So the prompt I'm picking for Community Shelf is blue on the cover. So for this, I'm going to choose Where the Drowned Girls Go by Sean McGuire. This is the book that I picked for Buzzwordathon, and you'll hear more about that later in the video, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it on my TBR. So at this point, I've already filmed the rest of my draws, and I'm just inserting a clip of me playing Bookopoly. So you will hear more about Where the Drowned Girls Go at the end of the video. Draw number 2 is a blue one. And the prompt for blue 1 is book with a number in the title. So for book with a number in the title, I'm going to be reading The Secret Garden on 81st Street by Ivy Noel Weir. And this is a modern graphic retelling of The Secret Garden. I read Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy last month, which was a modern retelling of Little Women, and really enjoyed it. And I am very curious to see what this is like. I mean, it's a graphic novel, so hopefully it'll go quick. And I'm hoping that I will like the updated version of this as much as I liked the updated version of Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy. Draw number 3 is a red 12. And the prompt for red 12 is even page number. So for this, I'm going to be reading Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. And this is the illustrated and annotated edition, because I figured since I had this one, and I've already read the series, I might as well read the extra bonus pages. And it clocks in at 5:04. I don't know if you could see that, but I don't want to close up because obviously end of the book spoilers. I am really excited to be rereading this series. It was one of my favorite new series in 2020. I ripped through this book, not this specific version of this book, but the first book in the series. I ripped through this one, the second one, and the third one in the space of like 2 days. And they're all like chunky books. So I really love this series, and I'm looking forward to doing a reread of it this year to catch up on it and refresh all of the details in my mind while preparing for book 9. Draw number 4 is a 2. Ooh, that's exciting. Okay, oof. Which one do I want to choose? The only problem with this is I have no idea what's behind them, so it's always a gamble. And I always wonder when I pick one, whether I would have picked a better number, or should I say could have picked a better number. I'm being drawn to the yellow 9, so let's go with that one. Please be kind to me. And the prompt for yellow 9 is TBR game. So basically what that means is I have to play somebody else's TBR game, and usually what I do is play either Bookopoly or Gavin's Play Your TBR Right, because those are the easiest. I don't know what I'm going to do this month right off the top of my head, because I've already gotten Becca's Bookopoly, so maybe I will just do 2 rolls of that because it would be simplest. Or maybe I'll come up with something else. Either way, I will be inserting a clip to show you what I chose and what book I end up picking. So hopefully whatever I get will be kind to me. Okay, to make life simpler on me, I got TBR game, and I'm just going to continue on with Becca's Bookopoly. So let's see what this roll gets me. And I got a 9. No doubles, so no extra books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hyped. So for this, I'm going to read The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons, because Jade can't shut up about this book or this series. She absolutely loves them and has majorly hyped them up. And I believe I've seen that a lot of people have read this book on Jade's recommendation and really, really loved it. So I think that counts as a hyped book Either way, I mean, technically it's Becca's game, but I'm going to bend it a little bit because I think that Jade's recommendation should count each time she's recommended it, and I've heard her recommend it so many times since she picked it up. Like, I think she said literally within, like, the first, like, 20 pages, she knew it was going to be a 5-star, and every other book in the series has been a 5-star for her, so I just really want to see what this book is all about and why it has drawn her in the way it has, so I'm counting this as my hyped book. Draw number 5 is a yellow one. And the prompt for yellow one is young adult. So for YA, I'm going to be reading The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I know literally nothing about this. I've just seen it a lot on BookTube, and I feel like I've heard a lot of people say some nice things about it. It says, secret passages, elaborate riddles, billions at stake, let the games begin. Avery Grahams has a plan for a better future. Survive high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her luck changes in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves her virtually his entire fortune. The only catch? Avery must move into his sprawling mansion full of secret passages, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that Tobias Hawthorne just disinherited. This includes the 4 Hawthorne grandsons, dangerous, magnetic boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. Heir apparent Grayson Hawthorne is convinced that Avery must be a con woman, and he's determined to take her down. But his brother Jamison views her as their grandfather's last hurrah, a twisted riddle, a puzzle to be solved. Caught in a world of wealth and privilege, with danger around every turn, Avery will have to play the game herself just to survive in this twisty, thrilling new mystery from beloved author Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So that sounds super intriguing, and I can see why a lot of people have been talking about it on BookTube lately, and I am definitely looking forward to reading this, so that worked out kind of perfect. Draw number 6 is a green 3. And the prompt for green 3 is reread. Well, I wished I had known that when I picked Keeper of the Lost Cities, because that would have been handy. I probably could have easily found another one with an even page number. So I'm going to go with Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I legitimately almost picked this for YA, so I'm glad I didn't. But this is the first book in... I don't even know what the name of the series is. Could just be Skyward. So this is the first book in his YA sci-fi series, and the third book, Cytonic, just came out, but it's been a while since I've read the first 2, and I wanted to do a reread of the first 2 before I read the third one, and I actually have books 2 and 3 out of the library right now, so this was hopefully going to be on my TBR anyways, so perfect timing for reread to come up, I guess, and I will be definitely reading Skyward in January. Draw number 7 is a 6. And the prompt for Red 6 is Pretty Cover. So for Pretty Cover, I'm going with Ruby in the Sky by Jean Zulik-Ferrullo. And this is one of my winter covers, so I have no idea what it's about. I will link my winter covers video down below if you want to know more about why I picked this as my winter cover, though I do believe it's pretty self-explanatory. So I think this cover is extremely pretty and have thought it since the day I bought it. I'm actually pretty sure this was a cover buy, if memory serves, so this will be going on my TBR for Pretty Cover. Draw number 8 is a red 3. And the prompt for red 3 is water on the cover or in the title. So for water on the cover or in the title, I'm going to go with A Shadow in River Clan, which is one of the graphic novels in the Warrior series by Aaron Hunter. And obviously, the word river follows water. I'm going to assume he's looking into a pool of water, and it is a graphic novel, and it's part of one of my favorite series. So, making it a little easy on myself, because I still have 2 draws, and either of them could be wild. And I know I'm playing Becca's Bookopoly for at least 1 prompt. You'll know the outcome of that by now, because I will have inserted a clip. But I don't know that at the moment, so I play with her rules, which means if my roll is a double, I have to keep rolling until I get rid of my doubles. So, yeah. I'm going to make life easy on me and give myself a graphic novel. Draw number 9 is a red 4. And the prompt for red 4 is A to Z title. So basically, I'm going to spin a wheel, and whatever letter comes up is got to be the first letter of the book that I am going to read. So let's see what I get. I. Okay. So my book has to start with the letter I. All right. Let's see what I can find. Okay, so for this, I'm going to read In the Market for Murder by T.E. Kinsey. This is the second book in the Lady Hardcastle mystery series, and these are all on Kindle Unlimited, so I am trying to make it a priority to read one physical, one audiobook, and one ebook every month, because I tend to forget that I have all of these great books that I have access to on ebook. Because when I'm looking at books for my TBR, I tend to be looking at my physical TBR. So I'm going to read In the Market for Murder for the A to Z title, because I have to read one that starts with the letter I. I have a helper who's not a very good helper, who is trying to knock over everything. So we're going to hopefully have one more draw, because she is not happy that I'm making her sit with me. So draw number 10 is a yellow 4. Whoo! No more draws, so let's get this sucker out of the way so that I can let her go, because she's very not happy with me right now. And the prompt for yellow 4 is 5 or more words in the title. And like I said earlier, if I got something that would work, I was going to pick this one. So The Rural Diaries, Love, Livestock, and Big Life Lessons Down on Mischief Farm by Hilary Burton Morgan is going to be my pick for 5 or more words in the title. Which means quickly I have 2 more books that I need to talk to you about. So I have my Buzzwordathon prompt, and the prompt for this month is who, what, where, when, why, and how, I believe. And the book I'm going to be reading for this is Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna Maguire. This is the 7th book in her Wayward Children series. I am really excited to be continuing on with this series. I have no idea which character we're following and whether it's going to be one we've already met before or whether it's going to be a brand new character, but I have really enjoyed pretty much every book in the series so far, so I'm really excited to be continuing. And then the other book I'm going to mention is The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu, as this is the book that Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse is going to be reading as part of her read-along, and I thought I would check it out because I love reading books with people. So when I read the synopsis, it sounded interesting, and I thought I would give it a try since I'm going to have an entire group of people to chat about it with. So this is my current TBR for the month of January. Now, I might have gotten the Royal Diaries or the Grace of Kings on here, and you've already heard about them, so if I did, just ignore that, because I won't know until I play my TBR games, or TBR game. But this is at least part of my TBR in January, along with Where the Drowned Girls Go, and the second book in the Lady Hardcastle mystery series that starts with the letter I, whose name I'm completely blanking on. There's a picture right there. My social media is linked in the description below, including my Discord if you want to talk to me about any of these books, or if you'd like to buddy read any of these books with me. I would love to know a book you're really excited to be reading in January and kicking your year off with. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me sky emoji since I have Ruby in the Sky and Skyward. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!